Keep your hand to yourself, Claire Whitmore says. Marcus Reed's open palm hangs over the glass table at Ellison Hart Capital. 10 executives stare from their leather chairs. The clock above the screen reads 8:42 a.m. Claire stands at the head of the boardroom in a white blazer, smiling like the building answers to her. I do not shake hands with men who walk into my office acting like they own it. A junior analyst lowers her eyes. Someone's pen stops moving. Marcus, a black man in a dark tailored suit, slowly lowers his hand. Claire laughs and points toward the side chairs. Reception should have screened this meeting better. Naomi Brooks, the senior legal officer, freezes near a brown folder. On the table, Claire's phone lights up. Board chair, is Mr. Reed there yet? Then Marcus sees Claire see it first. Claire's smile tightens, but she snatches the phone face down before anyone else reads it. Sit over there, she says, pointing at the far chair beside the trash bin. Marcus does not move at once. His eyes stay on the phone, then on Claire. The room feels smaller behind the glass walls. Outside, assistants stop walking past the door. I was told the main seat was prepared, Marcus says. Claire leans forward, both palms on the table. You were told wrong. A man near the screen coughs into his fist. Naomi grips the brown folder harder, and one corner bends under her thumb. Marcus walks to the side chair without anger. He places his black leather portfolio on the table with care. Claire mistakes his calm for fear. Good, she says. Now we all understand rank. Across the room, the junior analyst unlocks his tablet. A small red recording dot appears near the top corner. Marcus notices it but says nothing. Claire taps the screen remote, and a chart fills the wall. Before we waste time, she says, I need proof you understand the size of this company. A few executives look down. They know the cash report on the screen is missing 2 red lines. Marcus sees the gap at once, but his face stays calm. You skipped the debt page, he says. Claire's jaw moves. This is not a classroom. No, Marcus says. It is a boardroom. Numbers matter here. The junior analyst's fingers hover over his tablet. Naomi steps half an inch forward, then stops when Claire turns. Claire points at Marcus with the remote. You came here asking for access. Do not speak like you are doing us a favor. Marcus opens his portfolio and removes one unsigned page. The company logo sits beside his name. Claire notices the page, but not the title. The boardroom door clicks behind them. Every head turns, except Marcus and Naomi. The door opens only 2 inches. Devin Carter, the junior analyst from reception, stands outside with a stack of folders pressed to his chest. Behind him, 2 assistants pretend to sort papers while staring through the glass. Claire snaps, This meeting is closed. Devin swallows. The board chair's office asked for updated attendance. No one asked you to speak. The words cut across the room. Devin steps back, but his eyes move to Marcus with recognition. Marcus gives him one small nod. Claire sees the nod and laughs. So now you are recruiting staff against me? Marcus keeps his hands flat beside the unsigned page. I asked a question about debt, he says. You turned it into a warning. Naomi's brown folder slips open. A white memo slides halfway out. At the top, Marcus's name appears beneath a stamped approval seal. Claire reaches for it. Naomi pulls it back. The first person in the room has just refused her. Claire's hand hangs over the folder, still reaching. Naomi does not blink. Legal files stay with legal, Naomi says. A sharp silence drops over the boardroom. Claire turns red at the neck. No one has challenged her in front of staff for months. Marcus closes his portfolio halfway, leaving the unsigned page visible. Claire reads one line now. Read Legacy Partners, confidential board review. Her smile breaks for less than a second, then returns colder. You should have led with that, she says. Marcus looks at the chair beside the trash bin. You should have led with respect. Before this goes further, subscribe for more stories where dignity stands tall when power goes too far. The junior analyst's tablet keeps recording. Devin stays outside the door, frozen with the folders. Claire's phone lights again beneath her hand. Board chair, do not start without him. Claire covers the screen too late. Naomi sees it. Marcus sees it. Half the table sees it. And for the first time, Claire stops laughing. The room feels it before she moves again. 2 weeks earlier, the same name sits on Marcus Reed's desk. Ellison Hart Capital. Marcus leans over the file in his private office, one hand on a black pen, the other on an old brass key. The key opens nothing now, but he keeps it beside every major deal. His father carries it in Marcus's memory, tied to a ring with 3 others, back when he cleans the lower floors of the Ellison building after midnight. Marcus reads the first report. 2 major clients gone. A failed West Coast expansion. Cash reserves cut in half. A quiet debt notice due in 14 days. Across the city, Claire Whitmore stands on the 42nd floor of that same tower and tells her executive team, "This company is stable because I am stable." No one corrects her. The finance director keeps his eyes on the table. Naomi Brooks watches from beside the glass wall with a legal pad pressed to her chest. She knows the numbers. She also knows Claire punishes the first person who says them out loud. Claire clicks to a new slide before the debt page appears. "Investors love confidence," she says. "They do not need fear." A board member on video clears his throat. "The rescue package still needs Reed legacy partners," he says. Claire's smile barely moves. "Money has many doors." Naomi lowers her eyes at the lie. Back in his office, Marcus opens the second folder. It holds employee notes, turnover data, and 3 complaints no one has answered. Each complaint carries the same pattern. Black founders pushed aside. Black staff described as aggressive. Funding meetings canceled after visitors arrive in person. Marcus stops at one handwritten note from an assistant. She said he looked lost before he gave his name. Marcus sets the page down slowly. His assistant, Grace, waits near the door. "Do you want the board call now?" she asks. Marcus looks through the window at the city below. "No, I want the workers first." Grace steps closer. "The board expects a signature by Friday." "They expect money," Marcus says. "I need to know what kind of room I am walking into." His phone rings before Grace answers. Board Chair Evelyn Shaw appears on the screen. Her voice is tight. "Marcus, we need your commitment." Claire says the staff remains aligned. Marcus looks at the complaints again. "Does Claire say that?" he asks. "Or does the staff say it?" Evelyn pauses. That pause tells him more than the report. At Ellison Hart, Claire ends her meeting and turns to her assistant near the door. "Reception needs a stricter list next week," she says. "No unknown people upstairs without approval." The assistant nods fast. Claire adds, "Especially anyone who looks lost." Naomi's pen stops against her pad. Claire notices. "Problem, Naomi?" Naomi lifts her chin. "That wording creates risk." Claire steps closer. "My job is to protect this company from risk." "No," Naomi says, then catches herself. "Your job is to protect the company." The room goes quiet. Claire smiles like she has found a crack. "Then protect it by keeping your opinions inside legal memos." Naomi closes her pad, but her thumb stays pressed to one page. At the top sits the name, Reed Legacy Partners. Below it sits a clause Claire has not read. Leadership review upon evidence of misconduct. Claire walks past her without seeing it. That evening, Marcus drives to the Ellison Tower instead of going home. No cameras follow him. No staff waits outside. Rain strikes the windshield in thin lines as traffic slows near Market Street. He parks across from the building and stays in the car. Through the lobby glass, he sees the polished stone floor, the silver desk, the new security gates. He also sees a memory no one else sees. A black man in a gray uniform tying a name tag to his chest. A tired smile. A paper lunch bag in one hand. Marcus touches the old brass key. His father's voice returns to him. "Never hate a building because of the people who think they own it." A night guard steps outside and looks toward Marcus's car. For 1 second, Marcus thinks of leaving. Then his phone buzzes. Grace sends a message. Board wants in-person visit before signature. Claire agrees. Marcus reads it twice. Claire agrees. He looks back at the tower. Inside, Naomi remains late in the legal office. She scans one page, then another. Her hands move fast. A printer hums behind her. On her desk, a sealed brown folder grows thicker. A small red light on the scanner blinks as each copy saves to a private locked drive folder. Her office phone rings. Claire's name flashes on the screen. Naomi stops moving. The folder sits open beneath her hand, and the top page carries Marcus's name again. Naomi lets the phone ring twice. Claire's name keeps flashing. Naomi slides the brown folder shut, presses it beneath her legal pad, and answers on the third ring. Still in the office? Claire asks. Yes. Good. Delete any drafts about investor conduct. We do not need legal anxiety before Money Week. Naomi looks at the locked drive folder on her screen. One file finishes saving. I will review what is necessary. Claire exhales hard. Review less, protect more. The line cuts. Naomi sits still for 1 second, then removes the folder from under the pad and places it in her bag. 13 days later, Marcus Reed steps through the revolving doors at Ellison Hart Capital at 7:58 a.m. The lobby shines like a showroom. Marble floors, silver security gates. A wall screen plays Claire's speech from last quarter, where she promises bold leadership and inclusive growth. Marcus watches her face on the screen, then turns to the reception desk. I'm Marcus Reed, 8:30 with Claire Whitmore. The receptionist checks the tablet. Her smile fades. One moment. She taps twice, then stops. Two men in navy suits pass behind Marcus, flash badges, and move through the gate without question. Marcus waits. The receptionist lifts the desk phone and whispers, "He is here already." Marcus hears the word already. A security guard approaches from the left. His hand rests near his belt, not on it, but close enough for the message to land. "Sir, I need another form of ID." Marcus gives him a driver's license. The guard looks at it, then at Marcus. "Company card?" "I am a visitor." "Investor visitor?" Marcus holds his gaze. That is what the appointment says. The receptionist lowers her eyes. A woman, waiting with a coffee, glances at Marcus, then steps away like distance is safer. The guard scans the license again. Behind the desk, the elevator doors open. A blonde consultant in a gray coat walks straight through after giving only her name. Marcus watches, but says nothing. The old lobby wall sits 10 steps away. The stone has changed color since his father works nights there in Marcus's memory, but the corner remains the same. Marcus moves toward it and stands near the place where his father once waits for the janitor's elevator. His phone buzzes. Grace texts, "Board chair confirms you are expected." Claire's team has been reminded twice. Marcus replies, "I am already inside." A voice near his shoulder drops low. "Mr. Reed?" Marcus turns. Devin Carter stands with a slim laptop under one arm and a badge clipped to his shirt. He looks younger than his title, but his eyes are sharp. "We met at the Bay Finance Forum," Devin says. "You spoke on founder access." Marcus remembers him. "You asked about first-generation capital." Devin nods fast, then glances at the reception desk. "They know you're coming. This is not normal." Marcus studies him. "Has it happened before?" Devin's jaw tightens. "A founder named Miles Turner came last month. Black man. Clean pitch. Real numbers. They made him wait 90 minutes. Then Claire said his tone felt hostile after he asked one question." Marcus says nothing, and Devin lowers his voice further. "He left through that door with tears in his eyes. Security watched him like he stole something." Across the lobby, the receptionist points toward them. The guard turns back. Devin steps away at once. "I should not have said anything." "You said enough," Marcus says. The elevator opens again. Claire does not step out first. Her assistant does. Paige Leland walks across the lobby with a tablet held like a shield. She stops 3 feet from Marcus. "Mr. Reed, Ms. Whitmore is fitting you in." Marcus checks the clock above reception. "I arrived for the scheduled meeting." Paige smiles without warmth. Schedules shift at this level. A door near the lobby lounge opens. Naomi Brooks enters with a folder hugged close to her side. Her eyes find Marcus. Recognition flashes there, then warning. She takes 1 step toward him. Then Claire appears behind her, speaking into a phone, laughing as if the lobby belongs to her voice. Naomi stops. Claire walks past Marcus without greeting him. Her perfume crosses before her hand does not. Paige clears her throat. "This way." Marcus follows, calm and silent. Behind him, Devin stands near the desk with his laptop open. The screen reflects a paused security feed from the lobby. At the elevator, Paige presses the top floor button. Marcus looks back once. Naomi is still by the lounge door. Her hand rests on the brown folder. Claire turns before the elevator closes and says, "Make sure he signs in twice." The doors slide shut before Marcus answers. Inside the mirrored elevator, Paige watches Marcus's reflection like she expects him to shrink before arrival upstairs. The elevator doors open on the executive floor. Paige steps out first and does not wait for Marcus. She walks past glass offices, where faces lift from monitors and turn toward him. Whispers travel faster than footsteps. "That is him," someone says. Marcus hears it, but his pace stays even. The conference room waits at the hall's end. Long table, wall screen, 12 chairs. One name card reads, Evelyn Shaw, board chair. Another card reads, guest investor. Paige takes that second card before Marcus reaches the door. Claire is already inside, speaking to the room. "Let us stay efficient," she says. "Some guests require more guidance than others." A few executives smile without comfort. Marcus enters. Claire does not introduce him. She does not offer the seat near the screen. She points to a chair near the wall, far from the documents, and close to the coat stand. "You can sit there." Marcus looks at the empty guest chair, then at Claire. "Is that where you prefer investors to sit?" Claire's mouth lifts. It is where visitors sit until they prove value. Naomi stands near the side credenza with her brown folder under one arm. Devin passes the glass wall outside, slowing to see Marcus placed away from the table. Marcus sits where Claire points. He places his portfolio before him, lines it square with the table edge, and folds his hands. The calm makes the room more nervous. Claire clicks the remote. A chart fills the screen. Revenue bars rise in blue. Expansion slides show smiling clients. A headline reads, "Strong quarter, strong future." The finance director shifts in his chair. Marcus sees the missing page before Claire reaches the third slide. The deadline is gone. The complaints are gone. The client loss summary is gone. Claire speaks faster. "Our market trust remains high. Our leadership remains firm. Our investor outlook remains favorable." Marcus waits until she stops for water. "Where is the employee turnover report?" The room changes. One executive looks at Naomi. Another looks at the door. Paige, standing behind Claire, stiffens with the tablet held to her chest. Claire sets the glass down. "That is an internal matter. You included workforce stability in the valuation," Marcus says. "That makes it part of the investment discussion." Claire smiles toward the others like she is calming a child. "Maybe this room is moving too fast for you." A low laugh rises from the far end of the table. It dies when Marcus does not react. He opens his portfolio and removes one note page. "Then slow it down," he says. "Show the missing audit page." Claire's smile drops. Outside the glass, Devin stops walking. His reflection appears behind Marcus, one hand near his laptop. Naomi's thumb slips under the flap of her folder. Claire steps away from the screen and moves toward Marcus. "This is my office," she says. "You do not walk in here and try to embarrass me." "I asked for a document." "You questioned my presentation." "I questioned an omission." The finance director clears his throat, then regrets it when Claire turns. "Do you have something to add, Paul?" Paul shakes his head. "No." Marcus looks at Paul. Paul looks down. Claire sees that glance and takes it as a challenge. "Here is what will not happen," she says. "You will not come into my company, speak over my people, and act like suspicion is intelligence." Marcus keeps his voice low. "Then answer clearly." Claire turns to the table. "Does anyone else feel interrogated by our guest?" No one speaks. The silence angers her more than agreement would. Paige steps close and whispers, "The board chair joins in 11 minutes." Claire lifts one finger to silence her. Then her phone lights on the table. Marcus does not read it. Naomi does. Her face changes before she hides it. Claire catches Naomi looking. "What now?" Naomi keeps the folder close. "The board chair asked for investor materials to remain available." "They are available," Claire says. Marcus looks at the empty space on the screen where the audit should be. Not all. A sharp breath leaves Claire. She moves back to the head of the table and gathers control with a cold smile. Fine. Since you care about process, let us begin again. She walks toward Marcus with her hands slightly out, like she plans to reset the room. Marcus stands. He offers his hand. For 1 second, the boardroom relaxes. Then Claire looks at his hand, looks at every watching face, and lets the silence stretch. Outside the glass, Devin raises his laptop screen. Naomi's folder opens under her fingers. Claire smiles. "Keep your hand to yourself," she says. And the whole room understands she has chosen public insult over the answer Marcus asked for. Marcus lowers his hand. Not quickly, not in shame. He lowers it with the same care he uses when he places his portfolio on the table. Claire watches him, waiting for the flash of anger. She wants a raised voice. She wants a reason to call him difficult. Marcus gives her none. He reaches for the unsigned page, slides it back into the portfolio, and closes the cover halfway. Claire smiles. "There we are," she says. Some people learn the room late. Marcus remains standing for 1 second, then pulls out the side chair and sits again. The smile fades from Claire's mouth. Paige shifts behind her with the tablet pressed to her ribs. Paul, the finance director, lowers his chin. Naomi does not close her folder this time. Claire points toward the door. "This meeting is over." Marcus looks at the wall clock. 8:56 a.m. The board call is still scheduled. "I said this meeting is over." "You ended your presentation," Marcus says. "You did not end the decision." The room holds its breath. Claire steps closer to the table. "You think silence makes you powerful?" Marcus looks at the missing audit slide still frozen on the screen. "No, discipline does." A few faces lift. Devin, outside the glass, moves closer with his laptop open. The red recording light still glows near the top of his screen. Claire sees him and snaps her fingers toward Paige. "Close those blinds." Paige reaches for the wall panel. "Leave them open," Naomi says. The words land harder than they should. Paige freezes with her finger above the button. Claire turns slowly. "Excuse me?" Naomi keeps her voice even. "The board requires visible meeting conditions during investor review." Claire laughs once, sharp and empty. "You are legal counsel, not my handler." "No," Naomi says. "I am the person who keeps this company from making a record it cannot survive." Paul closes his eyes. Claire's face hardens. Marcus watches Naomi, then watches Claire. He sees fear hiding beneath polish. Not guilt yet. Fear of being seen. Claire points at Paige again. "End the meeting. Remove the guest from the calendar. Tell security Mr. Reed is no longer cleared." Paige starts typing. Marcus takes out his phone. Claire's eyes drop to it. "Who are you texting?" "My legal team." "For what?" Marcus types 3 words first. "Hold signature, now." Then he adds 2 more. "Begin review." He sends it. Claire's confidence flickers, then comes back louder. "You have no authority to review my company." Marcus places the phone face down. "I came here to decide whether this company deserves a second chance. I have my answer about leadership. I have not made my answer about the workers." The sentence moves through the table like a shock no one admits feeling. Paul's hand tightens around his pen. Paige stops typing. Naomi looks at Marcus as if he has named the part she has been trying to protect. Claire leans over him. "You do not control this room." Marcus does not lean back. "No, your board does." The conference speaker chimes. A gray box appears on the screen. Evelyn Shaw requesting to join. Claire stares at it. Paige whispers, "Should I accept?" "No." Marcus says nothing. Naomi steps forward. "You need to accept the board chair." Claire turns on her. "I need loyal employees." "You need a record," Naomi says, "and right now you are creating one." The chime sounds again. Outside the glass, more staff gather without pretending anymore. A woman from accounting holds a paper cup in both hands. A young assistant keeps one hand over her mouth. Devin's laptop faces the room. Claire walks to the screen and blocks the join prompt with her body, as if standing there can erase it. Everyone return to work. she says through the glass. No one moves at first. Then Claire's phone vibrates on the table. Paige reads the preview and pales. It is Evelyn, Paige says. She says the call starts now, with or without you. Claire snatches the phone. Marcus opens his portfolio again and removes a second page, one Claire has not seen. He places it beside the first. Naomi's eyes drop to the corner stamp. Confidential board approval. Claire sees Naomi looking and takes one fast step toward the table. What is that? Marcus rests one hand over the page. A reason to answer the call. Behind Claire, the headline on her own slide still reads, Strong Future. Beneath it, the empty audit space looks wider now. Paul finally turns his chair toward Marcus, not Claire. That small movement sends a new warning across the table. No one laughs this time. The speaker chimes a third time. Claire hits decline before anyone can move. The gray box vanishes from the screen. The room stays silent. Evelyn Shaw's name leaves the wall, but her pressure remains like a hand on Claire's shoulder. Claire turns to Paige. Move Mr. Reed to conference room B, now. Marcus does not rise at once. Claire's eyes sharpen. You wanted process, she says. You can wait for it. Oh. Marcus closes his portfolio, but keeps the confidential page inside his hand. I will wait, he says. That calm answer stings her more than refusal. Paige leads Marcus into a smaller room beside the boardroom. The glass is frosted, but not soundproof. Marcus sits at the round table and places his phone near his right hand. Through the wall, Claire's voice cuts low and fast. Evelyn, I need you to understand what happened. He came in aggressive. He challenged staff. He made people uncomfortable. Marcus looks at the ceiling speaker. It is off, but the wall carries enough. Claire's heels strike the floor outside. No, I did not refuse the meeting, she says. I protected the company. Paige appears in the doorway with a tight face. Water? She asks. No, thank you. Her eyes drop to his portfolio. What is that document? Marcus looks at her until she steps back. Across the hall, Claire snaps her fingers at the IT director, a thin man with a visitor badge clipped wrong. Disable conference floor visitor camera access. He blinks. Visitor access or camera access? Both. Claire, security policy logs changes. She steps closer. Then log this as executive protection. He swallows and hurries away. Naomi follows Claire toward the legal office. Do not do that, Naomi says. Claire stops near the copy room, where two assistants freeze over a stack of contracts. Careful. You are trying to change the record. I am trying to stop a stranger from hijacking my company. Naomi holds the brown folder against her side. He is not a stranger to the board. Claire's face tightens. Shred the old complaint notes. The assistants stare down at the contracts. Naomi does not lower her voice. No. The word lands in public. Claire steps in close enough to block the hallway. Your position exists because I allow it. My license exists because I protect records. Claire smiles without warmth. Then protect your future. Shred them before noon. Naomi's hand locks around the folder handle. No. Claire turns away first, but her voice follows like a blade. Then, prepare your office. Down the hall, Devin stands near the glass with his laptop half closed. Claire sees him and points. You, come here. Devin steps forward slowly. You recorded in the lobby, Claire says. I saved the feed for attendance verification. You saved nothing. Devin's throat moves. My supervisor requested lobby timestamps. Claire leans closer. Your supervisor reports to me. Devin looks toward conference room B. Marcus is visible through the frosted glass as a dark shape, seated and still. Claire lowers her voice. You have a sick mother on the company health plan, yes? Devin's face changes. Claire nods as if she has won. Then remember who signs employment recommendations here. Devin closes the laptop. Yes, ma'am. Claire smiles again. Fear has returned to the room, and she enjoys the sound of it. Inside conference room B, Marcus hears enough. He does not rush to the door. He opens a blank message to Grace. Do not call yet. Preserve all board communications. Request camera logs. He pauses, then adds one more line. Employee, intimidation in progress. Before he sends it, the door opens. Claire steps in with the same security guard from the lobby behind her. Paige stands beside him with a printed visitor sheet. Claire lifts her chin. "Mr. Reed, you are no longer cleared for this floor." The guard does not step forward. Marcus looks at him. "You checked my appointment downstairs." The guard shifts. "Yes, sir." Claire turns on him. "Do your job." The guard looks at Paige. Paige avoids his eyes. Marcus stays seated. "Is the board chair aware you are removing an invited investor?" Claire laughs. "Invited guests do not threaten staff." The screen on the far wall wakes. No one touches the remote. A video window opens with a woman in navy glasses sitting at a desk. Karen, from the board chair's office, appears early on the call. Her eyes move from Claire to the guard, then to Marcus. "I'm sorry," Karen says. "Did I join during a removal?" Claire's smile freezes. Paige lowers the visitor sheet. The guard takes one step back. Devin appears behind the glass with his closed laptop tucked under his arm. Naomi stops at the hallway corner, brown folder in hand. Karen leans closer to her camera. "Claire," she says, "explain what I heard." Karen's question hangs on the screen. Claire steps between Marcus and the camera, but the angle still shows the guard near the door. "You joined early," Claire says. "I joined when the board chair asked me to monitor the room," Karen says. "Again, why is security here?" Claire smooths the front of her blazer. "Mr. Reed became difficult." Marcus says nothing. Karen's eyes move to him. "Mr. Reed, are you safe to remain until the official call?" "Yes." Claire turns fast. "That is not the issue." "It is now," Karen says. A red recording icon appears in the corner of the video window. Paige sees it first. Her fingers tighten around the visitor's sheet. Claire sees Paige's face and looks back at the screen. "Karen, do not record an internal misunderstanding." Karen does not blink. The board requires a record. Naomi hears that from the hallway and makes her decision. She turns away before Claire calls her name. The records room sits behind two locked doors near legal. Naomi swipes her badge, enters, and pulls the first drawer marked Investor Complaints. Her hands move fast, but not wild. She knows where every buried note lives. One email shows a black founder denied a meeting after approval. One note says, "Tone concern after funding question." One internal memo carries Claire's initials beside one line. Black-led firms remain a brand risk during market recovery. Naomi's throat tightens, but she keeps copying. The scanner hums. In the hallway, Devin reaches the media office and shuts the door. He opens his laptop with shaking hands. The lobby feed still sits in a temporary cache. IT has not locked it yet. He finds Marcus at reception. He finds the guard asking for extra ID. He finds two white consultants passing through without delay. Devin exports the clip. A warning flashes. Administrative access expires in 3 minutes. He whispers, "Come on." The bar crawls across the screen. 30%, 40, 52. His phone buzzes. "Claire, come to my office now." Devin turns the phone face down and keeps watching the file. In conference room B, Marcus sits alone again. The guard waits outside, unsure whose order matters more now. Marcus opens his portfolio and removes a small worn badge from the inner pocket. Ellison Night Maintenance. His father's name sits under cracked plastic. Raymond Reed. Marcus runs his thumb over the faded photo. He sees the man who cleans these floors in every memory, while executives upstairs pretend people like him are invisible. His phone vibrates. "Grace. Secure upload link ready for legal witness." Marcus looks toward the hallway where Naomi disappeared. "Send it to Naomi Brooks," he types. Grace replies in seconds. "Sent." Naomi's phone lights beside the scanner. Secure document upload requested by Reed Legacy Partners. She stares at the screen. If she taps it, she stops being a quiet employee. If she ignores it, Claire wins another room. The scanner spits out the memo with Claire's initials. Naomi taps the link. She uploads the first complaint, then the second, then the memo, then the rejected funding notes. Each file lands with a soft confirmation tone, Across the floor, Claire storms into her office and shuts the door hard enough to shake the glass. Paige follows with her tablet. Claire speaks before Paige sits. Draft a statement for Evelyn. Marcus Reed entered with an agenda. He questioned staff. Naomi behaved emotionally. Devin mishandled access. Paige hesitates. Should we say Naomi behaved emotionally? Claire looks up. Write it. Paige types, but her eyes flick toward the glass wall. Through it, she sees Naomi return from records with the brown folder thicker than before. Claire continues. Add that I attempted to protect employees from pressure. Paige's fingers slow. From Mr. Reed? From anyone trying to control this company. On the screen behind Claire, the rescue agreement remains open from the morning review. She has skimmed the money page 3 times and ignored the final clause each time. Paige notices the clause now. Investor approval rights activate upon misconduct review. Her hand stops. Claire sees it. What? Paige points to the bottom of the page. Did legal approve this clause? Claire snatches the tablet. Her eyes scan the line. Her face stills for 1 second. Then she tosses the tablet onto the desk. It means nothing until he signs. Outside her office, Naomi stops walking because she hears enough. Inside the media office, Devin's export hits 98%. The door handle turns. He freezes. The file completes. Save to backup drive. The door opens, and the IT director steps in. Devin, he says quietly, Claire wants your laptop. Devin keeps one hand on the backup drive under the desk. The IT director sees the movement, then looks at the closed door behind him. Did she ask for my laptop next, Devin? The IT director does not move. Devin keeps the backup drive under his palm. Claire asked for my laptop, Devin says. I heard what she asked, the IT director says. His badge hangs crooked from the rush upstairs. His eyes drop to the backup drive, then lift to Devin's face. The emergency board call moved to the main conference room. Bring what you have. Devin exhales once, then closes the laptop with care. Down the hall, Paige appears outside Claire's office. Everyone to the boardroom, she says. Miss Whitmore wants staff witnesses present. Naomi hears the word witnesses and grips the brown folder harder. Claire steps out behind Paige, polished again, colder than before. She looks at Naomi's folder. Leave that in your office. Naomi meets her eyes. It stays with me. Claire smiles like she is saving the anger for later. You are making choices today. So are you, Naomi says. The main boardroom fills in less than 3 minutes. Marcus sits at the long table, not near the wall this time. The confidential page remains inside his portfolio. His father's old badge rests in the inner pocket against his chest. Security stands by the door. The same guard from the lobby avoids looking at Claire. Devin waits outside the glass with his laptop tucked under his arm. The IT director stands beside him, blocking half the hallway like he is only checking cables. Naomi takes her place near the screen. The brown folder sits beside the speaker. Claire stands at the head of the table. On the wall screen, board chair Evelyn Shaw appears with 3 board members in separate windows. Karen sits in a smaller box beside them. A red recording icon glows in the corner. The red light makes several employees look away. No one asks why the recording matters yet. The question waits there quietly. Evelyn speaks first. Claire, we are here to understand why an invited investor was nearly removed before the scheduled call. Claire folds her hands. Because I had to protect this company from hostile conduct. Marcus remains still. Claire continues, clear and formal. Mr. Reed arrived early, challenged protocol, pressured employees, and disrupted an executive review. I attempted to maintain order. Paul shifts in his chair. Evelyn notices. Paul, is that accurate? Claire answers before he can. Paul was not responsible for managing the room. Evelyn looks back at Claire. That was not my question. Paul opens his mouth, but no sound comes out. Claire turns from the screen to the staff gathered behind the glass wall. Let us ask the people who were here. Paige opens the boardroom door. Staff members step inside in a nervous line. Assistants, analysts, accounting staff, the receptionist from downstairs. Devin stays near the threshold. Claire faces them like a judge. Did anyone here feel safe with Mr. Reed in the room? No one speaks. Claire lets the silence work for her. Her smile returns. You see, Madam Chair, fear does not always announce itself. Marcus says nothing. His silence presses harder than protest. Evelyn studies the room. Mr. Reed, do you wish to respond? Marcus looks at the staff first. Some avoid his eyes. Others look ashamed. I will respond after the people with records are allowed to speak. Claire laughs softly. There it is again. Pressure. Naomi's hand moves toward the folder. Claire sees it. Naomi, you will not turn this into a legal theater. Naomi stops, but does not remove her hand. Karen leans closer to her camera. Claire, the board folder has new uploads from legal. Claire's face tightens. I did not authorize uploads. Evelyn's voice turns firm. Legal does not need your permission to preserve board materials. A ripple moves through the staff. Paige steps back from Claire by half a step. Claire hears it. That small distance makes her strike faster. This company does not need money from someone who does not know his place. The boardroom freezes. The guard at the door looks down. The receptionist covers her mouth. Devin's grip tightens around his laptop. Marcus finally looks straight at Claire. Naomi closes her eyes for one beat, as if the sentence gives her the final push. Evelyn does not speak. No board member speaks. Even Karen's window goes still. Claire senses the weight of what she has said, but pride keeps her standing tall. I meant his role in this process, she says. Naomi steps forward before Claire finishes. No, Naomi says. You meant exactly what everyone heard. Claire turns on her. Sit down. Naomi lifts the brown folder from the table. Madam Chair, she says, voice steady. I need to speak. Marcus lowers his eyes to the table, and for the first time, Claire understands he has been waiting for someone else to choose the truth. Naomi opens the brown folder. Claire reaches for it, like the folder belongs to her. Evelyn's voice cuts through the speaker. Do not touch those documents, Claire. Claire stops with her hand above the table. Naomi looks at the screen, then at the staff lined along the glass wall. Her voice shakes once, then steadies. Madam Chair, Claire's statement is false. The room tightens. Naomi removes the first page. Mr. Reed did not create a hostile environment. He asked for missing financial records. He asked about employee turnover. He asked for the audit page removed from the investor deck. Claire steps forward. She is mischaracterizing internal process. Sit down, Claire, Evelyn says. Claire freezes. No one has said those words to her in that room before. Naomi places 3 emails on the table. These complaints were filed over the last 6 months. Each one concerns funding meetings involving Black founders or Black investors. Paul looks at the pages. His face falls. Naomi reads from the first note. Approved meeting canceled after founder arrived in person. She reads from the second. Founder marked aggressive after asking about valuation. She lifts the third page. Claire's initials sit in black ink near the corner. Naomi's voice hardens. Internal memo. Black-led firms remain a brand risk during market recovery. A sound moves through the staff, and a few start breathing. Claire turns red. That line is taken out of context. Evelyn leans toward her camera. Then give the context. Claire opens her mouth. Nothing comes. Karen speaks from the small video box. Madam Chair, I also preserved the earlier call. Claire turns to the screen. Karen. Karen clicks once. The boardroom speaker fills with Claire's voice. Mr. Reed is no longer cleared for this floor. Then Karen's voice follows from the recording. Did I join during a removal? The room hears the guard shift. It hears Paige lower the visitor sheet. It hears Claire trying to call the removal a misunderstanding. The recording stops. Evelyn looks colder now. That was before the official call. Yes, Karen says. Before Mr. Reed had a chance to speak to the board. Devin steps into the room. Claire swings toward him. You are not part of this meeting. Evelyn says, let him speak. Devin holds his laptop with both hands. Fear still sits on his face, but his feet stay planted. I saved the lobby feed before access changed, he says. Claire's voice drops. Think carefully. Devin looks at Marcus, then at the staff. I am thinking carefully. He connects the laptop to the screen. The lobby appears. Marcus gives his name at reception. The receptionist delays him. The guard asks for extra ID. Two white consultants pass through without badges. Then Devin appears on the feed, speaking quietly to Marcus. No one moves. Devin pauses the video on the guard holding Marcus's license. He had an appointment, Devin says. Everyone at the desk knew. The receptionist begins to cry near the door. Claire points at the screen. That proves nothing. Marcus opens his portfolio as Naomi keeps the documents in view. He removes the confidential page and places it in front of him. Evelyn's face softens before she turns to the room. Let the record state what should have been made clear from the beginning. Marcus Reed is the lead investor behind the rescue package. Reed Legacy Partners is the only reason this company avoided a shutdown vote this morning. The words hit the room like a door locking. Page steps back. Paul covers his mouth. The guard lowers his head. Claire's face changes. The confidence leaves her eyes before her posture admits it. Marcus does not smile. Evelyn continues. The pending agreement gives Reed Legacy Partners approval rights tied to leadership conduct. Claire whispers, approval rights? Marcus slides the page across the table. The clause activates if misconduct appears during review, he says. It requires an ethics investigation and leadership change before any investment moves forward. Claire stares at the page. She finally reads the line she ignored. Her voice drops. Marcus, we can talk privately. Marcus looks around the room. He looks at Naomi, Devin, the receptionist, the guard, and every employee who watched fear run this floor. Then he looks back at Claire. You chose public disrespect. The answer will stay public too. Phones rise around the room. Staff members record without hiding. Naomi places the memo beside the complaint emails. Devin leaves the lobby footage on the screen. Karen saves the full call file to the board folder. Claire reaches for the chair behind her and misses it once. Evelyn speaks again. Claire Whitmore, remain in this room. The board will now discuss immediate action. Claire looks at Marcus, but he is no longer watching her. He is looking at the employees who finally raise their eyes. Evelyn's window stays open on the screen. Claire stands at the head of the table, but the room no longer bends toward her. Her phone buzzes again and again. She does not pick it up. Evelyn speaks first. Claire Whitmore, effective immediately, you are removed from active leadership, pending formal review. Claire's lips part. You cannot do that on a recorded call. Evelyn does not blink. That is exactly why we are doing it on a recorded call. Karen types beside her video window. A new notice appears in Claire's inbox, then on her phone. Executive access suspended. Claire grabs the phone and enters her passcode. The screen rejects her. She tries again. Rejected. Paige steps away from Claire like heat has reached her side of the table. Evelyn continues. The rescue package is paused. No funds move until Ellison Hart accepts an independent ethics audit, a leadership review, and written protections for every witness in this room. Naomi lowers her folder, but her shoulders stay tight. Evelyn turns to her. Naomi Brooks, you are protected under board whistleblower authority. Until the review ends, you will serve as interim ethics counsel. Naomi's eyes shine, but she does not cry. Yes, Madam Chair. Claire snaps. She stole internal files. Naomi lifts her chin. I preserved company records. Marcus looks at Devin. Evelyn follows his gaze. Devin Carter, your employment remains secure. You will join the internal culture review team with IT oversight. Devin exhales like he has held the same breath for years. A woman from accounting wipes her eyes, then lifts her head without asking permission to breathe again today. The guard near the door removes his hand from his belt and stands straighter. Marcus opens the final page in his portfolio. My firm will not reward silence, he says. A portion of the proposed investment will be redirected into a founder access fund for underrepresented business owners. Any future deal requires transparent funding standards, published review timelines, and independent complaint review. Paul nods before Claire can look at him. Claire sees it. The room has turned, not with noise, but with choice. Evelyn ends the call after setting the review meeting for the next morning. Karen stays long enough to save the recording, then her window closes. Security receives a message on his earpiece. He listens, then faces Claire. Ma'am, I need your company laptop and badge. Claire looks at Marcus, not the guard. This is excessive. Marcus says nothing. Her badge hits the table with a hard click. Paige takes the laptop with both hands, avoiding Claire's face. Claire walks out first, but the hallway does not clear for her. Staff stand on both sides. No one claps. No one mocks her. That silence hurts worse. Near the elevator, she turns to Marcus. "Please," she says, softer now. "We can speak privately." Marcus stops. Naomi, Devin, Paige, and the guard hear every word. Claire swallows. "I handled the morning poorly." Marcus looks toward the lobby far below, then back at her. "The people you harmed deserve public correction, not quiet regret." Claire's eyes lower. The elevator opens. For once, she has no final word. Weeks later, Marcus returns to the Ellison Tower under clear morning light. The lobby still smells of coffee and polished stone, but it feels different. The wall screen no longer plays Claire's speeches. It lists the ethics audit timeline, the new funding standards, and the Founder Access Fund. The same guard steps forward. "Good morning, Mr. Reed." Marcus offers his hand. The guard takes it with both of his. "I should have done better that day," the guard says. Marcus nods. "Start today." Devin walks beside Marcus with a new badge and a steadier face. Naomi waits near the elevators with a folder, not hidden this time. "Staff meeting is ready," she says. Upstairs, the boardroom doors stay open. Employees sit where executives once watched in silence. Naomi leads the meeting from the screen side. Devin presents the lobby footage policy. Paige sits near the front and raises her hand before speaking. No one laughs at the wrong moment. No one looks down when the hard questions come. After the meeting, Marcus enters a small office the board has set aside for Reed legacy partners during the review. He opens his briefcase and removes his father's old badge. Raymond Reed, Ellison Night Maintenance. He places it inside a small black frame and sets it on the shelf beside the window. Not as pain, as proof. A building remembers who cleaned its floors, even when its leaders forget. Marcus looks at the frame, then at the city. Dignity does not need permission from people who mistake cruelty for power. Would you have stayed calm like Marcus, or walked out the moment she refused his hand?